This is the Muzilog magazine podcast with host Sam Archer. Hello. I am Sam Archer, your host from MuzilogMagazine.com, or should I say Muzilog Magazine Podcast. I did say the website incorrectly. It should be Muzilog.com, but you'll find it anyway. Today we have a special guest. Her name is Neika Simone, and we would like to welcome her on the Muzilog Magazine Podcast. How are you doing today, my dear?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that we're having a chance to talk about what you do. We met recently, a couple of days ago on the Urban Influencer. Shout out to the folks at Urban Influencer. And here we are taking it to the next level where you can have a conversation with one of the personnel from Urban Influencer, and we can talk about what it is that you do. Well, welcome. And so I see you look really lovely today. You have red going on. Is red your favorite color?
I would honestly say probably not, but it is a color that I like to wear. I think that I look good in red.
I can work with that.
Okay.
It may not be your favorite color, but you look good in red. Yeah.
You gotta work with what you gotta.
We can work with that. But the picture does remind me of the song "Lady in Red."
Oh, well, thank you. That's a compliment.
You remember that record, right? Yeah,
for sure.
So, where do you hail from, and when did you realize you had a voice?
Ooh. Where am I from? I'm originally from Kings Mountain, North Carolina, a really small town outside of Charlotte, maybe about 30 minutes west of Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
And music has been a part of my life like forever. My mother told the story recently to some of my friends about me when I was first born and how I kept all the babies awake in the nursery from my crying because I cried so loud and so much. So I think I was just practicing. I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do here. But, I think for me that really, I did not know that I had a voice probably until maybe like junior high school. And even at that point, I still lacked a lot of self-esteem, to be honest. So it took some time for me to kind of feel my way with that and to really get more and more comfortable with my voice and to realize that there was something there that I wanted to do with that.
And what is your instrument of choice?
I would definitely say voice. I love to sing. I love piano as well. I'm a classically trained pianist and I can play. I can read a chord chart and kind of play around, but I would definitely not say that I am, oh gosh, my mind goes like a Marcus Johnson. I'm not one of those people. I'm not there. Not there, not yet.
Who wants to be Marcus Johnson, by the way?
Not there, but I'm working on it. So, yes, for sure. But I love piano. But I think because I focused so much on that in my early years that music, well, not music, of course, music, but singing has become my thing. So I love to sing and I love to write songs.
You like to sit at the piano, and I mean, is that part of your presentation where you sit by the piano and you sing, or are you one who would stand by the mic and do a performance?
I am one who stands by the mic and does a performance. However, as I said, I'm working on it, so I definitely will be singing and playing at the same time. And I can do that, reading music, and I can do it even playing around with my music, but I just want things to be at a certain level. That's just how I feel about that. I'm like, if you're going to do it, then do it all the way. Don't, you
Amen.
know, I don't like that halfway kind of thing. I want it to be
Okay.
all the way.
Oh, all right. All right. So musically, who would you say, which one of your parents you think may have take the credit to say, you know what, the music came from me, or maybe the music came from dad's part of the side of the family. Where, where did music come from for you?
Okay, so for my parents, I have to chuckle because my dad is not a singer. No, he is not a singer. And my mother sings,
Mm,
but she is not like she loves to sing, um, and she loves music. Like when I tell you that she loves music, I mean she loves music.
mm,
Um, but I would definitely say that it came from both of my grandfathers. My mother's father um, played piano, and played. I'm not sure what instrument, but I think it was either a trumpet. I think it was a trumpet. I think he was a trumpeter. And my father's father was a singer as well. Like I remember um, when I came along, because I was one of the last grandchildren who came along during that time when I was growing up, when
mm,
visiting with him, and him sitting on the porch reading his paper and just singing, and I would just stand at the door and I would listen to him. I'd be like, wow. And he just had such a smooth, beautiful voice, and I love listening to him sing. So
mm,
I think that I got that honest, like from both of them. They were
mm.
great contributing factors and into pouring some good genes into me.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. So on your father's side, it sort of skipped a generation and came to you.
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay. Well, that I try to help, but hey,
He would agree with you.
okay.
He would say, yeah.
Shout out to the parents. And so, in terms of now, this is your first album,
Yes.
all
Hmm.
right? Beautiful Moments. It's an EP.
Yes.
Um, I played it a couple times since our meeting. Even before I knew that you would send out that request, I do check out some of the music, and so your songwriting is very evident. It's very evident you're into songwriting. That's like a thing for you. Now, in terms of what was it like putting this record together, getting the song, actually picking the songs? Because as a songwriter, you may have like lots of songs maybe sitting in a corner somewhere. You had to pick this collection of songs. What was it like preparing for that process of getting the songs and getting them ready to work with like a producer or something, like getting into the studio? What was that putting that together like?
Um, it was quite the journey. When I started this whole process, I actually had another title for the EP.
Mm,
I had other songs, um, and I had to think about the overall. To me, I wanted everything to tell a story, so to speak. And I didn't even intend to go in that route from the beginning. But by the time I got towards the end, it and I looked at the songs, I began to really see that the songs that were included on this EP really kind of did tell a story of
mm,
like relationships, of like how, we go through, sometimes there's breakups, sometimes there's the good side of things after the breakup. When you're in a better place, there's the newness of relationships, and then there's a time when you can reflect on a relationship
mm,
um and be grateful for it, and just talk, and speak positively and about your partner.
mm,
So that was where how they all came together. There are still, like you said, there are other songs that I have and other songs that I love that I've written. And I do intend to put that music out as well. That's coming up soon. But this was my starting point.
Now, are you doing all the music, or did you work with someone to help bring the music to life? What was your process like?
Yes, indeed. I definitely worked with some people. I worked with Victor Nelson and Hannon Lane. They are were my two producers that I worked with. And with Hannon, we sat down. He actually sat down and said, "Hey, I have this tune," and he played the guitar for me, and played a little bit of a song that he had, and that was A Million Pieces. And he said, "Can you write to this?" And I said, "Absolutely." And so I went home and I wrote it probably within a day or two, and went right back, and there's A Million Pieces. Um, and My Door was a similar kind of thing. And it's just like the music kind of talks to me. So the two of them know me pretty well. We've known each other for a number of years, and they kind of know my flow, what I
Okay, okay,
like.
okay. Now,
And so,
would you consider this like a COVID album, or
I would say I would say that COVID helped me to finalize it, because I had to, I was I was confined,
Mm,
just like everyone else. So I had to really buckle down to really get it all done. And not
mm.
to say that I wasn't working before, because I was, but this helped me to really focus and fine tune it and to get it exactly where I wanted it to be.
Okay, okay. So,
Learn about the ever changing climate of the music industry and learn how to position yourself. With the new book, Hybrid Executive, great for indiepreneurs, indie artists, managers, engineers, booking agents, and more. Hybrid Executive is the new terminology for today's indie artist, written by music producer Samuel E. Archer. Now available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, BookBaby, and other leading ebook distributors. Visit thehybridexecutive.com for more information.
so far, I mean, I like the whole storyline, but the piece that really rocked me is Beautiful Moments. I think that's kind of like, I sort of feel you feel really comfortable in there, in that record, and with the flow, the groove, everything pretty good. Nice piece of work you have there. Who are your influences? Who are the people you like tap into to sort of create?
Oh gosh, um I love Layla Hathaway. I'm a huge Layla Hathaway fan. She is just like a freak of nature. I mean, she is just, I'm just blown away by her voice. I love her. Um, I love Mesa as well. She's just got such a mellow and smooth voice.
It's
Um,
ironic you put the two of them together, but that's okay. Let's keep it going. I like that.
okay. See, I did that.
I like that. I like that.
On the R&B side, I like Tamia. I love her voice.
Hmm.
I also I like some of Mary J. Blige. Like, I like how she speaks from her experiences as well, and I love that authenticity about her. Um, and like, I love classic music. Like, I love Ella Fitzgerald, the Queen. She's just
Of
the
course.
Queen. There is no one like her, or has been, or I'm not gonna say never will be, but we haven't seen it yet. Um, and I love
This
Nancy.
is just someone that might be close.
Might be
But
close.
go ahead. Might be
Oh,
close.
okay.
Jasmine.
Oh,
I don't know if you checked her out yet, but she might be kind of close. Kind of.
okay.
But
But
but, but let's,
it takes a long. But see how long it's taken for someone to get to that point. I mean, you know what I
it's a
mean?
standard.
It
That's like
is.
trying to break Serena's Williams record. Like, who's,
Right.
you got to be born for that, right?
Exactly. Right. It's a special person.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but I love them. I love that classic age, because the women were just they were very classy and very elegant,
Mm,
but very direct, very much in command at the same time. So I have a lot of respect for them, and just the music and the way that how poised they were on stage, and how they just their showmanship, all of that. So
Now, did I hear a little bit of Sade?
yes. Oh, I forgot. I love some Sade. Yes.
Okay, because when I hear the vibe you have in Beautiful Moments,
Hmm.
it sort of gives me like a sort of like a Sade kind of groove. Not just with the groove, but even the flow, like how you pen the melody, and even the texture that you bring to the table there. I'm like, okay, I feel a little Sade in there, but yes, yes. So what do you want folks to get from this album?
I want them, number one, I want them to enjoy it. I want them to enjoy the music and to enjoy the storyline. And I want them to be able to listen to the music and feel that they can relate to it in some way, shape, or form. And I think if anyone has gone through or been in any sort of relationship, then there is something that they can relate to with this EP, whether it's a bad breakup, whether it's infidelity, whether it's something, a new love, whether it's a love that you have grown, and where you've grown and you appreciate this person that much more. So I think that there's something for everyone there, so give it a try.
Okay, okay. Now I'm just feeling from our little conversation for roughly we're like 15 minutes in so far. I get this relationship theme from you. It's like you're like really into that aspect of it. What draws you into that direction? Is this sort of like how you write, or is it part of your being? Like, what's happening there?
um I feel as though there are no wasted experiences. Like, we experience all kinds of things from day to day.
Hmm.
And one of the things that I've always said is that, those things happen for a reason. And in my during my life in adulthood, I have definitely experienced some different things in relationships. And as a result, I have shared those things in my music. Um, and I feel like that helps me to just be as authentic as possible. And I feel like people can feel that. They can relate to that, when you're really direct, and you just pour that part of yourself out. So I yeah.
Something you said struck me where you said no. I'm paraphrasing. There's no wasted relationship. Is that what you said?
No wasted
I mean,
experiences.
wasted experience. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Hmm. So 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 in your purview, an experience, good or bad, is valuable to you.
For sure. I agree. I definitely feel that way. Even when it's something that leaves a mark on you that is very hurtful, I
Mhm.
mean, that can be something that lets you know, hey, I know I don't want to do that again. I'm not going to allow that to happen in my life again. Um, Sometimes we have to have those things to know what we will stand for, and where we want to go, and what we want to do, where we want to be. So I definitely feel like, whether those are good experiences or not so fun experiences, and I've had plenty of not so great experiences, as well as many other people.
Mhm.
But I've over time, I've really tried to take those lessons and say, what did I learn from this? In the midst of the funk,
Mhm.
what in the world did I learn from this on the other side? And my mother helped me a lot with that. My mother, um, would always say to me, "Now, what did you learn from that?" Like,
Okay.
did you learn, like, did you learn your lesson? Like, So that's partly where I get that from as well, is from her.
So as a writer, I mean, is everything you write about on the personal end, or maybe you might have seen someone go through something and you you become their voice in the song. What angle are you coming from most of the time? Is it something that you went through personally?
I would say both. There are things that I have experienced, like for a good example would be A Million Pieces. Like with A Million Pieces, that's a song about infidelity, and when that person has been unfaithful, that broke up the home, the relationship, or the marriage, and broke it into a million pieces. So with that, I think about. Now, I am a divorced person, but I did not experience infidelity as a result of me leaving my marriage. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah, but I got you. You don't have to go
right,
in.
right. So, but what I'm saying is that I know that is an issue, and has been an issue for many people, whether male, female, or it doesn't matter. That's just something that people have experienced for years and years and years. And so I thought about the things that I've heard people say, the things that people have expressed to me. I thought about the times that I had been cheated on in relationships, and brought all of that to the table to write A Million Pieces.
Okay. All right. You are definitely a songwriter.
Come check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
Koya, I'm an artist.
Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas.
How you doing? This is Tom Cup from Music by Tom Cups. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethel.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on Upbeat.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
So let's talk about your name a little bit. I was reading your notes, and there's something special about your name, as in your stage name or your sobriquet. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so my name is Neika Simone, as you know, but my mother named me after Nina Simone. My mother was very inspired by Nina Simone. She loved her, so she gave me the middle name Simone, and it just so happens that Neika it's not, of course, not Nina, but the
pronunciation it's close.
Yes.
Yes.
It works. Yes. And I'm very honored to have that, and that was something that I did not know as a child, that I was named after her. I did not know that until adulthood. So, but that definitely gave a lot of meaning to me, for sure.
Okay. You think mom had a vision of something going on here, or it was in honor of Nina? I mean, what did she explain anything to you about her choosing this for you?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think it was just in honor of Nina. I would not say that she felt that I was going to sing. She did not think that I was going to. Well, she didn't know. Yeah, of course, when I was little. The funny thing is that when I started taking, when I was a little girl and I started taking piano lessons, I was about 7 years old. And my mother said, I was like, I want to take piano lessons, because she was taking them herself. And so she said, sure, you can take these piano lessons, but let me tell you something. You're going to take these piano lessons and you're going to practice. And I was like, okay, sure. I'm going to do all of that. And so you already know the story. You know what happened. So I started taking piano lessons, and I was like, I don't want to practice. I want to go outside with my friends. And she was like, no, I'm paying for these lessons, and you're going to sit down at this piano.
You're going to get it together. Shout out to mom. Shout out to mom.
Yes, but she was just had that finger on me, that thumb on me, and kept me going. And I'm really grateful that she did, because eventually, I would say probably it didn't even take long. It took like a year, and I was in love with piano like that. So, and the music continued to grow with that as well. So,
I had an experience once. So I'm also a pianist, keyboard player as well. And while I was attending college, um, I went to New York City Tech in Brooklyn, and we have this atrium area. And I think that particular week we had like all the clubs would come out, and they'll have booths and so on, and just introduce themselves to the students, and then students can choose what clubs they want to be in. And they brought out the piano. There was a piano that they would have. And so, I played it. I was in the music band, so people knew I was a musician already, and I'm playing this day. And you would not believe the amount of people that just walked up to the piano and they're looking at me play. And they're like, I wish I took the lessons. My parents sent me to lessons and I didn't want to do it. And these were like young adults, 18 and above, 19 and above. I mean, but the amount of people that they were like, wow, I should have gone to those lessons. So when you said mom kept the finger on you, I guess she understood, because it's sort of, I'm sitting there like, because they kept the finger on me too. But at the same time, I sort of felt like, wow, like these guys and gals are like really like, oh, I should have really gone to this. Like they just didn't want to do it, or they ran away, or they didn't like the teacher, or they didn't, whatever it was. And so now they're looking back at, oh, well, I would have been able to do what this guy is doing here right now. I mean, I'm talking a lot of people. Had to be over 100 people. After a while, I started crying. I was like, ugh. I'm like, oh goodness. And then I started saying, it's not too late. You're alive.
Right. Go for it.
Start, and so on. But it's not about me. Back to you. I just thought I would just share that you spoke about your lessons and so on. So the other question I have for you is, when did you decide, what, I am going to put out a record?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I had to get that question. I'm putting a record out. When did that happen?
Wow. Okay, so this is, I want to say it's a long story. It's really not that long. I wanted to put a record out, I would say, I would say somewhere around my late 20s. I was like, I want to put a record out. And I was starting to write. So I was like, okay, I think this is what I want to do. And life happened. I mean, like life went cray cray. I mean, it just went crazy. So
it does. Yes.
It does. And for me, it was a period of time like that. It just felt like it was one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. And eventually I got to the point where I said, okay, hold on. I need something to recenter myself here. And that one thing that was missing was music. I had like just stopped. I was not singing. The only time I sang was when I was working, when I was teaching at school. Mm-hmm. The only time I played piano was when I was at school teaching. So I did not do anything musically at all for a number of years. And then I said, okay, I've got to get my life back together again. Mm-hmm. And so I started looking for a band to perform in. And that's how I eventually met Victor Nelson. And so when Victor and I met, after I would say maybe about a year into meeting him, he said, hey, you know, I do music. And I was like, yeah, He's like, you want to do some things, you want to do some writing. And I was like, you know what? I got something. And so that's when, because I had already written Sweet Craving. I had written that song like in my late 20s. I'd written it and, but I had done it as an instrumental, and I put it in my piano bench. And every time that I moved, I'd take it out my piano bench, put it in a box, and I'd unpack it and put it back in the piano bench, and I moved the number of times. So that thing kept going in and out the piano bench. And so finally came out, and it came out to stay when I met Victor. And, and so that's when it all started. And I was like, okay, now I've got this and I've got some other things. So let me keep this ball rolling. And that's how it all happened.
Okay. So we're talking over a period of what, 15?
Yeah, I would say just about 15 years. It took about that long. But, you know, and some people would say like, well, gosh, I would have given up. And, you know, and I think for me, things happen when they're supposed to. And I really believe in that. I believe that there's, you know, my mother's a minister. So there's an anointed time.
Well,
there's a time for everything. And, you know, things happen when they're supposed to, and we can try to push all that we want, but it happens when they're supposed to. So I feel like this was the right time, even though it took a while for me to get here. It's okay, you know, so.
Okay. I like. Well, I have 3 more questions, but before I ask those 3 questions, and I ask all the artists that come here these 3 questions, it's becoming part of the staple. You know, when you go to the Apollo, you got to rub the lug.
Of course.
Yeah. So these questions are just part of the staple. But before I ask those questions, what can folks expect from you in the future? What do you have coming up?
Hey, music-wise or performance-wise or both?
Music-wise, performance, yeah, anything. If it's performance or music coming.
Okay, awesome. So music-wise, I am already back in the studio, working on the next album, getting ready to release. And I would say definitely more relationship-ish kind of things coming along. But this is going to be this one. I would say Beautiful Moments was more smooth and mellow. So now you get to see the funky side of Neika Simone in the next one, because what do I love? I love funk music. I love funkiness. So you get to see some of that. You'll still see that there's still some sweet and mellow, but there's definitely some funk coming, and I'm really excited about that. So excited. So that's coming down the pipe.
Okay. When you say funk, you mean funk, like it's
gonna be funky. Like I like, you know, music with a nice thump to it. So we're gonna have that happen with some in smooth jazz, but it's gonna have a thump to it.
Okay, it's gonna be a thumpy, funky jazz production. Okay.
Yes, that's what's coming. So for sure, that's definitely what's happening. And in July 29th, I'll be performing in DC.
Okay.
And I'll be opening with Chan Hall. He's another Richmond musician. He's a pianist here, blowing up, doing his thing. And we'll be opening for Tony Craddock Jr. and Marcus Johnson.
Okay.
Yes. So that's one performance, and I also have another one in Raleigh, North Carolina, on October the 8th. I don't know all the details yet, but I've been solidified for that one. So I'll be sharing more information on social media and on my website, so people can check me out and come and support and hear some great music.
So your gig in October, that's like you going back home, isn't it?
Yes, I'm so excited. Yes.
Wow, that's lovely. That's lovely. Okay, well, now for those questions. Some people feel violated when I'm done, but it's
Oh Lord.
yeah, that's all the bite on the questions. They're
Okay.
simpler. They're not scary. We don't do scary on Muzilog.
Okay.
We do humorous though. You know.
I'm good with that. I can work with that.
So the first thing I normally would ask an artist is, what is your favorite color?
Ooh, that's hard because I like color. Like I love color. Like I love probably the color that I wear the most would be pink, to be honest. Now I wear red because red just like is like bam, it stands out, you know.
Mhm.
But I love some pink. Like I love a fuchsia, like a nice rich pink. Not like, you know, I love pink. That's one of my
Okay,
favorites.
so but you said you love color, so you prefer like you know something to be whatever it might be, just colors like blue and yellows and oranges and greens and
I love color. I love color. I love patterns and prints and things of that nature, like almost like art. You know, I love I love I'm an arts person very much. I love dance. I love to go to a museum and look at art, like all of that.
okay. Well, okay, that's question number one. But you're gonna go with pink on that answer.
I'll go with pink. I would go with pink. I have to say that. But there are more colors that I love, but I'll say that would probably be my first. And like if you ask someone, they would probably be like pink, like that's pink.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so we'll rock with that one.
Okay.
So when Neika is in the kitchen, what does she like to prepare?
Ooh, I love to cook desserts. Like I love to cook a pound cake. I'm really good with that. I love to do like a lemon pound. I love to do stuff from scratch. I love to make homemade sweet potato pies. I use my great grandmother's recipe. I love to cook like dessert. That's my
Sweet
thing.
tooth. You have a sweet tooth thing going on?
I do. It's not as bad as it used to be years ago. It was like horrible, but now I'll eat it and enjoy it, and then I can like, okay, I'm done.
Okay, so no steaks or baked chicken or pie or I don't know, rice and pastas or
I can do those things, and I'm good with that too. Like you know, like my husband has been.
but your thing is the cakes.
But I love like when the holidays come, I love to like, oh, let me get in this kitchen and make some pound cakes for people. Like I love to do that. It's very like therapeutic for me. Like, you know, turn on some music and get everything going and think about the process of it all. Just it's just very relaxing to me.
Okay, I hear that. All right, so my final question. Are you ready for that question?
Yes, I think.
Okay. In your mobile device, who are some of the artists you're listening to? And you can name maybe 2 or 3.
Ooh, who are some of the? Oh wow! I mean, 2 or 3. Ooh.
You want to do 5 or
2 or 3? Ooh.
You could do 5 if you want.
You could do 5.
Sounds like you have a lot of favorites that you got.
I do. I have a lot of people.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me think. I'm looking at my library now. It makes me think. Oh man, this is hard. This is hard. Well, of course I listen to Layla. I love her the live album that she did. That's like one of the things I love to listen to because it's not just her, but her instrumental, like all her musicians were like bad. They were awesome. So just being able to hear all of them being featured in different ways, love it. So she is definitely in my playlist. I also listen to Sade. Like I just like, especially on a long ride, if I'm driving somewhere and I just want to mellow out, like especially traffic or something, turn on some Sade, and just calm my nerves. I love her. I love Maxwell. Love some Maxwell. Old Maxwell. Yeah, love me some Maxwell.
Now, you like the natural voice Maxwell, or you like the falsetto Maxwell?
I love all of it. He's got like a crazy range, you know. He's
Okay.
I really do. I love listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. That's 3. Let me think. I'm trying not to look at my phone. Let me think. Who else would I think of that I really, really enjoy listening to? I don't know. There are a lot of people that that's so hard. Ooh, that's a hard one.
Well, you picked a good 3: Layla, Sade, and Maxwell. That's a fair thing. I mean, you have a fear of leaving someone out?
Yeah, I forgot Jill Scott. I forgot her. Now,
okay.
Jill.
So Jill. Yeah. Shout out to Jill Scott. You made a list.
I love Jill. Love her. I love her relationship. How she does the songwriting about relationships. I can dig that.
All right. Well, that's it. That wasn't tough, right?
No, it's good. I feel good.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So, how do you want folks to follow you and reach out to you? What's like the best platform, social media platform that folks can link with you on? And your website is actually running underneath here, NikaSimone.com. But do you have any preferences on the social media platforms that folks can just follow you and get a quick update?
Sure. I would say I am very active with Facebook and the Gram. So I use both of them to do promos and to update people about what's going on, and just to say hello sometimes. So you can find me definitely on Instagram. You can follow me at Neika_Simone. On Facebook, it's just simply Neika Simone. And there's pages for both of them. And please do like and follow. And stay tuned, because there's more music, more performances. I might be in a town, a city near you. And come on out. Check us out. Check me out.
That's what's up. So Neika Simone, this was beautiful. This was a great conversation. I had fun chopping it up with you today. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Anytime you have an update, you need to get out there, feel free to shoot me a press release or a flyer or something, because you also have a Muzilog Facebook page. So sometimes you can post a flyer for some, for an artist. If whatever you have going on, feel free to reach out. Muzilog could be your maybe your second publish.
Hey.
Or your publication. I'm sorry, I'm not publishing. Publication spot. Yeah, you can just feel like, what, that dude over at Muzilog, he will post this out there for me. As long as you're not dancing on a pole or anything.
None of that.
With a mic and the band, and, some guitars and keys and strings. We'll definitely, get that out there for you. But I want to thank you for your time. This was really good. Please make it a great day. Blessings to you and your family. And I wish you the best on everything.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Amen. You're welcome. Be sure to visit our website, Muzilog.com. MUZILOG, Muzilog.com, where music, entertainment, and culture live.